Thanks, Nazi. Here with Grandmaster Andrew Hong, who just drew his game against GM Christopher Yoo. Andrew, you're on 2 out of 4 so far. How are you feeling about your tournament?
It's definitely not, I think, the ideal start, but it's still half a tournament to go. So, I'm not too high or not too low right now. So.
Do you feel happy to be back playing this tournament?
Yeah, of course. Always glad to be in St. Louis. It's a well-organized event, obviously a very strong event. Everyone wants to qualify for the U.S. Championship, so it's my last year, but I'm always glad to be back here.
Cool. Let's talk a little bit about the game. You're playing white. It was Carol Khan. How did you feel? Did you think you had any chances here?
Yeah, well, I thought the game was very, very complicated, but I don't know, in the game I got absolutely nothing, so I'm quite not too pleased with that. But so obviously he surprised me with this line, which I couldn't recall too well. I know here from D4, Queen B3 is a main move, and I wasn't sure. I couldn't really recall the lines. I know this is a complete mess. It's supposed to be better for white, but for example, there's like knight G6, for example, or Queen D7. I asked him what he prepared. He said he prepared this, some line like this. He said F6 or something.
Wow.
He said he wanted to play this against me.
But
yeah, something like
very hard to go into this.
I think he said.
Jeez.
I think something like this. Where he was telling me after the game that this is preparation.
Wow, that's very honest of him to reveal that.
Yeah, but I'm sure he had something prepared like that. So, over the board, I was just thinking what to do because I didn't feel like playing as computer for a couple 10 more moves or something. So I played Queen A4, which I thought looked interesting to me over the board, but I don't know. So goes Knight G6 for D1's all very, very natural. So he has an option D3 here. But what he played looks most natural, takes on C5. B4 takes. And here I was told after the game, or I saw it after the game, that apparently I have this move, which is extremely strong.
Wow.
So I'd seen this sort of idea, but not in this position. For some reason, I'm a little bit upset to have missed this.
And what's the point? Bishop G4, Rook D4?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
At this point, I haven't taken on D4, so I have the option for both pieces. So using this exact moment, this bishop doesn't have a great square because if you take, then take, and I pick up the bishop. So I looked at the computer for like 2 seconds. Yeah, it's not a loss for black, but it's definitely better. For example, if you do this, then at bishop A3, I think. And I think I collect D4 pawn. Obviously, the game's not over. I'm better, but it's still tricky. My king's kind of open.
Right.
Or I think another line I saw was like here. Takes. This was supposed to be the top line, although I saw the chess.com engine's kind of weak, so I'm not really sure what's this. But apparently I could take here, and then bishop A3, which with huge compensation, knight D4 next. So yeah, it's been very interesting if I'd play this, but unfortunately I didn't see it. And as happened in the game after knight D4, Queen A5. Yeah, I don't know. When I got to the position, I realized I don't really have much, so it was a little bit annoying. So I played bishop B2. I think knight A3 was computer suggestion after the game, which makes sense, just playing without the pawn. And I got something similar in the game after bishop E7, knight A3. So, his point was after E6, he had the little nasty surprise with knight F4, bishop F3, knight E5. And my bishop runs off squares, and I can never take on E5, then my rook gets trapped. So knight A3, I think, because if knight C3, then bishop E5, and I can't move the knight, but knight A3. And I played rook B1. I think I can also play it this way to get a knight D6 to get back the pawn immediately, but I don't know, I thought rook A1 couldn't hurt. I can always include these moves, and now after here the A7 pawn's hanging, so for example here he might be forced to take with this knight instead. You can play this. He played B6, which is an interesting move. It looks very flimsy in the black position, but it holds on. For example, I was thinking bishop F3 against rook C8, and so rook E1 never works because castles. And here he takes like this. While if I take here, for example, if I do this, it also doesn't work out really too well for me.
Yeah. Andrew, let's head to the end of the game. Seems like things kind of simplified.
So I chose, I'm sure not the best way. I mean, I've pawned less, but you know,
Yeah, basically things
things just liquidate.
peter out.
Yeah, draw.
Very interesting game. I know you're okay on an even score, but still 5 rounds left to play. We'll wish
Yeah.
you the best of luck. Hope
Thank
to see
you.
you back here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Kostya.